It's James from Behind the Screens, and today I'm going to take you through a really quick and scrappy way to color grade footage shot on an iPhone. If you need a color grade that isn't top Hollywood quality, but will get the job done and it'll make your footage slightly better. So if you've been watching some of the previous Behind the Screen episodes, you would know that we've been going through some of fight scenes and showing you how to edit and add sounds and film a fight scene on your phone. So I have some footage here that my fellow hosts at Corner Cinema, Gene and Matt, choreographed, and then Miranda filmed on her phone. This is actually one of the rehearsals, and I picked the rehearsal specifically because I wanted to do this quick color grade on a piece of footage, on a clip that was not lit intentionally, was not exposed intentionally. It was just a quick and scrappy clip used for rehearsal purposes because I wanted to show you that if it works even decently on this kind of footage, then it will definitely work on footage that you intentionally shoot in a way to make it look extra good. So I'm just going to play through the clip as it is right now without any of the color grades applied. That way you have a baseline to see where we're at and compare it to when I show you the finished color grade clip. Okay, so there you go. You've seen the basic clip in Davinci Resolve. You've seen the uncolor graded clip. This came right from the phone. This was shot on an iPhone. And as you can see, this is H.264 baseline footage. You see all the waveforms here, and I'm going to go through each node here and break down exactly what I did. So in the first node, I did something very similar to, if you saw my first color grade video on how to color grade actual B-raw footage shot on a Blackmagic camera and color graded to look cinematic. Check out the video. I'll leave a card up above right now. The first node here is very similar to the first node I showed you in that video. What I did basically was I went to the primary color wheels here and I just adjusted the lift and the gain a little bit. So if you see, if I reset the lift, you can see that the shadows right now are going below zero. Some of the shadows are slightly crushed. So all I did was bring that up ever so slightly so you can see it's above zero. And same with the gain here. If I bring that up, you see it's way up close to the top, and the white around is just a little bit bright for my taste. So I just brought that down ever so slightly just to even it out a little bit and for my taste make it look a little bit more natural. For the second node, I went over to the high dynamic range color wheels. Typically when it comes to fight scenes in your big blockbuster movies, what they try to do, and what they do most often, is go with the orange and blue, orange and teal sort of color contrast. If you don't know color contrast and color theory, pretty much the basic of it is a nice looking image, a cinematic looking image, especially in these big blockbuster movies. You want to go with opposite colors on the color wheel, blue and orange being the ones used most often in these big blockbuster movies. So as you can see here, as I adjust and turn the node on and off, I adjusted the darks of the image, so the hair, everything like that, to be slightly more blue. Now, I didn't go all the way. I didn't overdo it, because then it gets just not looking great. But you do it ever so slightly, so there's a hint of blue in the shadows. Now, why do I do that? Because in node number 3, what I did was I adjusted the light, as you can see down here, to be orange. So we have that orange and blue color contrast. But since it was a shot on an iPhone, and again, on an iPhone not with actual lights and not exposed well, what comes out of the footage is this. If I make it full screen here, you can see there's some of the cubing and pixelation and just not sharpness that you get with H.264 footage on an iPhone. And I chose this specifically because I knew it would have that. So the final node that I did here to give it just the one final touch to sort of hide some of that iPhone pixelation that you would get is I went over to the effects page here and I added a film grain node. When I apply that, you probably won't see it right away when it's smaller here, but it adds a film grain to the image, all over the image, and I feel like it hides a little bit of the just phone pixelation if you will, the phone compression that you get from this footage. And if I play it in full screen, this is what the final color graded clip looks like. I feel like you don't notice the iPhone quality as much, and you just notice the film grain, which is put in there for a stylistic choice. So now, the lower quality doesn't feel like because it was shot on lower quality, it feels like it's because it's a stylistic choice. And again, it's not going to look as great as your footage will because you will be thinking about the exposure and the lighting as you film, but if you just had to run and gun, shoot something on your phone, and try to figure out the color grade after, you don't have time to figure out the lighting and exposure on the day, you just gotta go, and then color grade it later. I feel like this quick and simple color grade does the job well enough where you can go, okay, it's not the best of the best, but it's better than what I originally had. For the final comparison, let's turn off all the nodes. That's what we originally had, and that's what it looks like now. You can tell it's color graded, for sure. It's not the greatest color grade in the world, but it's something, and for my taste, I feel like it looks better. You might disagree, and that's okay. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this color grade, if it helped out, or if it didn't. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in future episodes on Corner Cinema.